And joining me now to continue the discussion on the business of fashion are the founders of Simoni Menswear, young entrepreneurs Sphamandla, Dlamini and Sandile Ngubeni. Also, Sam Mensah has got an interesting brother because he's the founder of Kisua. Very interestingly, Mr. Mensah, you started out as an investment banker.
Yeah, so I started my career in finance and then moved into technology and then went into venture capital. So I was actually investing in startup companies. Yeah. And then I stumbled on this fashion opportunity. I just could not understand why African fashion was not an industry. You know, globally, clothing is the third largest industry in the world. The biggest industry in the world is obviously food and beverage, because that's the one thing you have to do every single day. The second largest industry is energy, because you have to jump in a car or you have to turn on the lights. And the third largest industry, because we don't walk around naked anymore, is clothing.
Yeah.
And yet on a continent of 1 billion people, we do not have a single international brand that comes from the African continent. And that's something that we as entrepreneurs need to fix.
Now it's quite a difficult, let me not say difficult, obviously it's difficult, but that's quite a large feat. And I love your thinking, because I think that way as well with my beverage company. What makes you think that you'll make a difference in that space?
I think that, and this is, you know, I left a very comfortable job, a very good job, to try my hands at building a fashion company. My parents, my Ghanaian parents are still traumatized by that, you know, that they sent you to school to get a good job and now you're making dresses. Yeah, they think some sort of midlife crisis, you know, just go and buy a motorbike and get it over and done with. But I do think that there is a real opportunity out there. And there's certain things that are difficult for outsiders to do if they don't have a certain cultural context. So African fashion, my brand Kisua focuses on contemporary African fashion. And that is, you know, I traveled all over the continent in my previous career, and I would see all these beautiful clothes made by unknown designers from all over the continent. And nobody knew who they were. Nobody had these clothes unless you fly to Dakar to go and shop there, or fly to Mombasa, or fly to Lagos. You are not going to find those things easily in stores internationally. You're not going to find them easily on the internet. And that's really a challenge for us as entrepreneurs. This is a problem, and we have to find a way to fix it. There are lots of issues, there are lots of challenges along the way, there are lots of excuses we can make for not achieving it, but we have to try.
One thing in common that we all have sitting out here tonight, we are entrepreneurs. You know, you guys are not fashion designers. You came together to get into the fashion industry, but you can't design.
Yeah.
Why do you get into a business where you can't design a thing, but you guys are making a great living out of it?
Yeah. I think, like Sam has said, it's a very beautiful space, and there's just a lot of opportunities in the space that we haven't been able to make use of or capitalize on. So we also founded a brand, and when we started out, I mean, he's a financial manager by background. I'm an engineer, so we didn't know anything with regards to fashion. So, but we found an opportunity, and no one really, I mean, is in a position to understand exactly what we like in terms of fashion, but we as South Africans in this case. So we have found that, I mean, all the brands that are coming inside Africa, they don't understand the fashion sense or the style that we want as Africans.
What style do you want?
We want to look funky, man. I mean, South Africans, they're so diverse. Today in our world, we look at Instagram, we look at a picture live now from Europe, and we want that. And our business is in a space where we are able to give you fashion in real time.
Right now. That's one of the things that I like about you guys. Started selling in the streets, right?
We started selling.
I don't know if you put some of the pictures when they were still selling in the streets to show our viewers out there. And you guys have grown to have a store in the south of Johannesburg in South Africa. You're opening up Sandton just now. You guys are in Fourways. You guys are in Greenstone. 5 stores. How difficult is it? Capital-wise, who's assisting you?
No one.
Funny enough. It's entrepreneurship journey, man. You have to keep kicking, pushing. We make some, we put it back in the business. We make money, we put it back in the business. We're growing the business because we want to be the next big brand. Simoni is gonna be in the streets in New York where there is Prada, Louis Vuitton, Simoni, and Guess, you name them.
Yeah, Sam talks about.
And I mean, this is the kind of sacrifice that you see entrepreneurs putting in, the kind of investment you see them putting in. In my case, I had to sell everything that I had. From having a job and having a good life and having a second home and all the. I ended up with nothing.
Me, I didn't sell it. Me got repossessed. And I got fired.
You should sell before it gets repossessed. You see, that's the trick.
It's an investment bank, you know. With us, it must be taken away from us.
Some of the trials and tribulations?
I mean, I also had my car repossessed, so I know exactly what you've been through. So that's some of the trials that I've been in. I mean, I fight all the time with my girlfriend, now fiance. It's not an easy road, it comes with a lot of sacrifices. You need to put in a lot of work, much more than what we used to put in our 9 to 5 jobs. So it's not gonna be like an easy kind of road. So you need to sacrifice a lot.